What's going on, y'all? I'm Brandon Atlanta Man Bang, coming to you live right here, Coach's Corner, the center of the universe, Thunderbolt, Georgia. Another episode of Rubbin' and Grubbin'. Rubbin' is racing, grubbin' is tasting. Man, I hope everybody's having a great Wednesday night out there. We got, 8:15 tonight, qualifying in the 500. We're not waiting long at all, baby. I'm so stoked. So if you're new to tuning into the show, I want to let you guys know how we like to start it out. We like to do what we call the word of the day. So I have no idea what the word is. Lawrence is going to throw it up on the screen, but every time I say it during tonight's episode, take a sip of your favorite adult beverage. I always like to say it's age appropriate. If you're under 21, hey man, it's Wednesday, Valentine's Day, show some love for the sugar, Kool-Aid, sweet tea, Red Bull, whatever it may be, man. Play along and have a good time. So this week's word of the day is going to be, I have no idea. So, getting into that NASCAR news, and we got a little bit running back from last week into this week. You know, I had that off week there between the Clash and now, but got to give a big shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Darrell Waltrip himself. Had a birthday, I want to say it was last Monday, I'm pretty sure, but had a birthday earlier, so, you know, hey, one of the best personalities and drivers this sport's seen, so happy birthday, Jaws. Hope you had a good one, brother. Denny the Weasel Hamlin comes home victorious after dumping his teammate there at the Clash, man. I tell you what a great guy he is, man. Shit, give me the bucket, Lawrence. Anytime I mention Denny Hamlin, we might as well throw $1 in here. All right, man. So, yeah, Dale Jr. and NBC were trying to work out that new contract talks. We know that it was up last year. Hadn't really been too much big news about what's getting done, but I'm sure, knowing NBC, I would think that they would want him to stay on board. So I would think something in the works is going to get done before we swap coverage over to NBC. Now, if not, I'm sure he's got other options out there, but definitely something to keep up with and take a look at for sure, because we all know it just ain't the same if Earnhardt's not in it, man. So if you hadn't yet, y'all, go out, like, share, follow, all that social media out there. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, but most importantly, go out, subscribe to that YouTube channel. What are we at, like 311, Lawrence, 312? Somewhere in there. We gained a little bit in the offseason, which is nice. So, hey, if you got a race fan, a NASCAR racing fan in the family, don't care if it's your grandma, great-grandma, your kids, whatever it may be, hit that YouTube page, subscribe. Still giving away this Harvick helmet. I think we're going to give it away here in Atlanta, coming up right around Atlanta. We're going to draw for it and get it shipped out. Got some other cool things to give away this year, so make sure you're keeping up with the show on that YouTube channel. Like I said, we're going to set the goal at 400 this year. We can get another 100 followers this year. Hey, man, that's awesome. Like I said, the more eyes hopefully we get on that YouTube channel, the more eyes we get on the charitable events that we do for Rubbin' and Grubbin', Checkered Flag for Charity, as well as Coach's Corner, man. I tell you what, John and Adele Henderson do a lot for this community, stays in the local area. Man, they do a lot. So the more we can spread that out to eyes in different states and different places, that's awesome, man. So, big news, and I thought this was really cool when it came out last week. ESPN, Fox, and Warner Brothers are all getting ready to start their own streaming subscription channel, which is going to be pretty much nothing but sports, which is amazing. You're pretty much locking in every major sports network that's out there. It's going through pro football, baseball, soccer, combat sports, golf, tennis, and yes, NASCAR will be on there as well. So if you're looking for that all-in-one sports streaming service, when this one hits the market, it's probably going to be worth the bang for the buck for sure. So got to give a big shout out to my man Raja Caruth. Got a new deal. He's going to compete full time in the Truck Series for 71 Spire. Really good to see, man. I tell you what, Raja had some pretty good runs last year in that Truck Series. Maybe not the finishes, but he showed that he does have the talent and can drive the equipment to the front. So really, really excited to see what this kid can continue to do and build his career and resume. We'll see how far he worked it up this year, but hey, that's pretty good Truck Series team riding. I think he's got some talent. He'll definitely maybe hopefully compete for a win and end up in victory lane this year. So Tony Stewart, talking about Stewart-Haas racing last week in the team meeting, he pretty much said performance is absolutely unacceptable. This is not what we do here. So maybe that's the fire that we needed. I tell you what, I still think it's going to take a little bit. Ford's coming in with that new body this year. You know, definitely we're going to say that Stewart-Haas had a down past couple of seasons. Harvick didn't get that win last season, you know, that we were all hoping for. But outside of Harvick, it was a very dismal season for Stewart-Haas. 14 car started out hot, and then once he got the broken thumb fixed or finger, it went downhill. So maybe Tony just needs to take a hammer to it and just smash the thumb again, and, you know, he might go out there and get some top fives and compete for a win. But love to see the passion still in smoke. I mean, when you're that team and you're putting that money in and as many racing platforms as Tony and you know, Haas has their fingers in, you would expect a little bit better performance out of that. So I don't know if it'll come this year. A lot of new faces, a lot of new butts in different seats. You know, Barry's coming over, Gregson's there. You know, Chase Briscoe is pretty much the guy that's been there. He's the old school guy that's going to hold it down. So the big thing about it is we'll see what kind of performance and consistency they can come up with. I expect Noah and I expect, you know, Josh Berry to have their ups and downs, obviously. But at the end of the day, I think both of them are talented enough that, if not this year, by next year, they will definitely get it figured out. Thank you, brother. Also, talking about the 500 coming up, I read an article today. This is the biggest Daytona 500 purse in the history of the Daytona 500. I want to say it's a little bit north of $28 million. So you take that, you divide that up by 36 cars. That's pretty good payday for that winner. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good payday. I'm trying to finish 36. I'll take that in the Jetta if they'll let me drive it. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up for the news, y'all. We're getting into my favorite part of the show, checkered flag for charity. And I think this year what we're going to do is we're going to bust this up between a couple different local organizations, charitable organizations that are here, Ronald McDonald House, maybe something a little different, another one. But we're also going to help some people out. So we're going to use it this year to kind of spread the wealth. There's not anybody or any charity in particular that me and Lawrence put a heart on. So we're gonna you know, hang out, do the cooler full of joys, do some raffles, got some good stuff to give away. I'm giving away some die casts this year on the show, probably a little ticket to the summer race there in Atlanta, Sunday race. So going to be some opportunities for some people out there to win some cool stuff. And again, all of that is possible, one, because of John and Adele Henderson and the staff and everybody here at Coach's Corner. But what makes the world go round are all the patrons. Everybody that comes in and donates. When we had the Soundgarden live music out back in the bands, everybody that gets in these cooler full of joys and different raffles we do, it means a lot. It stays local. It goes a very long way. And all that's possible, one, because of sponsors, and two, again, because of everybody out there. So big shout out. Checkered flag for charity. We had the 11-1 last week, Lawrence. So if you're new to tuning in, the way we do this is whatever car number wins that race, we donate that in to the Rubbin' and Grubbin' checkered flag for charity. Anything under Christopher Bell in that 20 is always a 20. So 20 goes in there. I think we're up to like 26 bucks, 24 bucks so far. Not bad for the first couple of weeks, man. So hopefully we can keep that rolling. And again, be on the lookout for all your best live music venue here at Coach's. All the good live music that comes. Be on the lookout for those cooler full of joys and different raffles and giveaway we do here. Make sure you bring a little extra dough, throw it in, chance to win something neat, but better yet, you're doing good for your own community, man. So pat yourself on the back for that. So getting into the who's hot and who's not, sponsored by Arbor Man Tree Service, and I'm bummed. My boy, my main man Parker, isn't going to make it up to Atlanta this spring. He had a surgery, and he knows himself about as good as I do, that if he comes up there, he's probably going to hurt himself again. So I'm going to miss you this time, brother. I'll call you Sunday and talk to you for a minute. But Arbor Man Tree Service, the best tree service in Savannah. You'll see that number scrolling all night long on the screen. Parker Eccles, owner-operator there, fully licensed, fully insured. Doesn't matter what it is. Full tree removal, stump grinding, getting some limbs cut back. Hey, if you just need an estimate, make sure you give Parker Eccles a call over there at Arbor Man. He will definitely take great care of you. Mentioning Rubbin' and Grubbin', he might even slide you a little something off, man. Who knows? But, hey, as I always like to say, no job too big, too small. Give Parker a call, man. So getting into the who's hot, and I hate to do this, but, you know, I'm going to give credit where credit's due. After the Clash, we'll put Denny the Weasel Hamlin as number one, okay? I'll take him number one. Going into Daytona, we know the history that he has there. He knows how to get around there. Not my favorite cup of tea. I enjoy some of the things he says. I enjoy he speaks his mind, but he likes to play both sides of the fence. So I'm glad his dad put him in check about beating your favorite driver, because that was getting pretty damn old. I was about tired of hearing that. But at least his daddy put him in check and got him squared up. So I give him respect there that he still respects his dad enough to just put a stop to it. So that's nice. Look, the 11 has never won a championship, but I bet by the end of that career, he's probably in the top 10 in wins in the Cup Series. So that's nothing to shy away from, even without a championship. There's a lot of guys who might have won championships that never came close to what Denny Hamlin's done. And also a name out there that everybody's already in the Hall of Fame, that's Dale Jr. I mean, he's already got way more wins than Dale Jr. does. And, there again, neither one of them ever won a Cup Series championship. But at the end of the day, he's definitely a future Hall of Famer. I don't know if the championship will come. I'm not betting on him to win it because he ain't been able to smell it yet. So I don't know. Maybe this year might be the year for Hamlin. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But, hey, Ty the Prophet Gibbs. I'm going to throw the young man some credit out there. I tell you what, he really impressed me there at the Clash. He lead 84-something laps, 80-plus laps there, and kind of got dumped out by the teammate on the restart, which we know, hey, that's just classic quarter-mile racing, especially with these big-body cars and how many of them are on the track at once. But I tell you, he really impressed me. He showed that he can do it. And you saw it last year. You saw the talent that he had. Definitely not my cup of tea. That is for sure. I'm not going to root for him. I'm not going to hate against him. But at the end of the day, it's definitely not one you'll see me wearing any kind of 54 monster stuff or any of that, I promise you. But again, young kid, a lot of talent. Obviously, he's grown up driving the best equipment. He'll continue to drive some of the best equipment as long as Grandpa's there. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. He still has to get behind the wheel and do what he does. And the Clash was a good start for the season for that young driver. So after the rookie season, I say Ty Gibbs wins a race this year. I say he wins a race. I'll take it on a mile and a half somewhere. He wins a race. Kyle Larson, baby. Man, come on. The Martian Young Money staying on the list, dude. You just can't deny the man. I mean, had a good run there. Never really got crazy out there and dominant, but we know what's getting ready to come, man. We know the 5 car is going to end up in victory lane quite often. That duo with Cliff Daniels and Kyle Larson is probably a top 3 crew chief in the sport. I'd probably go top 2. Probably number 1, and everybody else is chasing him, if you want my honest opinion. They just put it together. They communicate well. They work well together. And there again, Kyle Larson's been honing that craft this offseason, baby. He's been winning a lot. He's coming. Reminds me of that 2021 season. So we'll see if the 5 can go out and get his second NASCAR championship or at least make a deep playoff run. But I'm not betting against them. So who's not, baby? And the number one not thing, as we all know this past week, was definitely the Clash. That, I tell you what, was just, it's not my style. It's, they could have done some things different with it, which, I think we talked about a couple weeks ago on the show of just what you do. There's just too many cars, that's just too many cars out there on a quarter mile trying to make it go around. You don't ever really get the laps. I feel like at the halfway point, they should cut the field in half down to 12 drivers, maybe 13 or whatever, and let them go for the last 75. You're going to see some really good racing up front. So that's just my thoughts on it. I get it. It's a bummer for a lot of teams, but let's be honest. I mean, it's an exhibition race. It's for a dismal amount of money that's really not even, I think NASCAR is spending money just to do it than they are making any money off of it, especially this year. But at the end of the day, hopefully that's the last one we see in LA. I want to see it move on to something bigger and better. Don't care what it is, but something's got to give. But now it's on the cold list, man. Drama, man, for the damn first race of the season that don't pay any money is on the not list, man. It's great for us fans, but really, y'all, we out here beefing over an exhibition race that we don't even get points or really a good payday off of. I mean, we saw Ty Gibbs get into it with Logano. Ricky Stenhouse let John Hunter Nemechek know how he felt about that. I mean, you had, who was it, Reddick and Chastain or whoever it was there towards the end, Larson and Bubba. I mean, they're just dumping teammates. Yeah, just dumping teammates for the win. I mean, come on, this is just craziness. I mean, and we're starting it. And look, man, I'm telling you what, we're getting into where it really starts counting. And some of these guys have really big egos and really big attitudes. And we'll see if it carries over. But I can guarantee you, there's a couple of them there. If it keeps going on, Logano said it. We have history, and I don't think that's going to work out good for him. We know he'll dump somebody. We'll see. We know Ross Chastain will dump some folks too, man. And it seems like Kyle Larson had enough of Bubba Wallace. So we're going to figure it out. But getting into Daytona in the first few weeks, man, it's going to be interesting to see if anything goes crazy. But I'll keep my eye on it. But I just think it's a little nonsense. We're all professionals, man. That's a little crazy right there. But anyways, it's on the not list, man. Little class recap. Hey, as I said earlier, man, Denny Hamlin comes home. I tell you what was crazy. In an unprecedented move, NASCAR moved that race forward to Saturday on, what was it, 6 hours notice, Lawrence? 8 hours notice, something like that? 4 hours notice. It was, yeah, 4, 6. It was very minimal, which I hated that for fans that bought the tickets. But let's be honest, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, however many days, mudslides and everything else they had there, that's why they did it. Now, we're going to talk a little bit later on if that's something, a new thing that NASCAR will do, or if we feel like it's going to fall to the wayside and they did it because it's an exhibition race and we just got to get it in. There is no postponing it. We just got to get it in. But I tell you what, it was a neat move. I'm glad they did it. I'm glad they got it in, but I hate it. You know, they did the right thing. They refunded fans, the prepaid tickets, the prepaid parking. They refunded all of them. So at the end of the day, NASCAR did it right. I hate it for those fans that really look forward to going to see it, or those kids out there that this is their first race they're going to get to go to and didn't get to go. So I really do hate that for everybody, but sometimes that's the way the cookie crumbles, and you just got to do what you got to do. Again, like I said, Ty Gibbs showed some dominance, man. 84 laps there, running it, man. Looked great. Kyle Busch, I tell you what, man, how he hadn't won a class yet just absolutely, kind of blew my mind. Back-to-back podium finishes there in second. And he said it himself. He said, second sucks. And if you know Kyle Busch, you know that he knows that second sucks. He does not like finishing and losing to anybody at any time. So, at the end of the day, man, a three Chai-Kai had a good run. I think it's a good stepping stone for him again going into the beginning of the season. I expect big things out of that team this year. I expect multiple wins and definitely not falling off the way I feel like they did last year. Started out pretty good and had some good runs, but fell off on the consistency. So hopefully we'll see with 2 years on that team and Kyle Busch really taking that mentor role and trying to boost that team up. We'll see what he can get them into. We'll see how many times they go to victory lane, but I expect to see it a couple times this year for sure out of the 8 team. Like I said, man, overall, it's definitely not a favorite of mine. Again, there's just too many cars on such a short track. These cars aren't made to do that. That's not what we need. And look, it was cool. You got it out. You went to a venue. You got different eyes on it. A lot of different people saw it that wouldn't normally see it, got to come experience it in person. But at the end of the day, I don't think it did for the ratings what I think NASCAR really would hope that it did. So they're going to go back to the drawing board, figure out what's best for the sport and what's best for them in attracting new fans and what they can do with the Clash, and we'll see what they announce for 2025. But I expect something different. I don't want to see this stadium-style racing where we set up a quarter-mile track inside of stadiums and that's what we do. That's just not my forte. I'm not opposed to a lot of different ideas. No, what, a Super Bowl, race during the Super Bowl?
Chili Bowl.
Oh, the Chili Bowl? Yeah. That's really what we need. We don't need any part of that. Anyways, not a fan. We'll see what they do moving forward. NASCAR will get it right. I know they'll get it right, or at least attempt to get it right. So, Daytona 500 preview, baby. Here we go. Like I said, we got qualifying tonight, 8:15. I'll go ahead and drop a little knowledge on y'all. Hendrick Motorsports has just absolutely dominated the front row. I think it's 3-4 years in a row now. I don't expect tonight to be any different. Now, I don't know if they'll sweep 1 and 2, but I can guarantee you that there is going to be a Hendrick Chevrolet on the pole by the time it's all said and done tonight. So there, I give you that little tidbit there. That's my prediction for tonight qualifying. Tomorrow, let's see, you got all kinds of stuff tomorrow, too, going on. You got the dual qualifying races there tomorrow night. Friday, truck race, ARCA practice. Saturday, Xfinity. And Sunday, lo and behold, the Great American Race, baby. I tell you what, biggest race of the year. Stenhouse Jr. brought home that trophy last year. Pretty much signed his way into the playoffs because he didn't do a damn thing the rest of the year, honestly. But at the end of the day, he got that Daytona 500 win, and his name's on that trophy. So big kudos to him for that. Now, can he go back-to-back? We'll have to wait and see. I'm going to bet against that. I don't say Ricky Stenhouse goes back-to-back, but we'll wait and see Sunday. Like I said, $28 million purse, biggest Daytona 500 purse ever in the history of the Daytona 500 NASCAR. So that's a pretty big deal, man. It's going to be some good money, and I expect the drama, as we always see there at Daytona as the laps wind down. So getting into that top 5, I tell you what, I told you guys a couple weeks ago who I'm going number 1. And I think it's going to be Kyle Busch. 3 Chai-Kai, finally gets it off his back, wins the 500. I think this is his 20th try at the Daytona 500. And I think there's another great guy that won it on his 20th try at the Daytona 500, the one and only he ever won, and that would be Senior. Now, I'm not comparing them. Don't think I'm comparing them. I'm just saying in general, It sounds about right. Sounds about like it's time for it to happen. He had it last year, to be honest. If it would have ended in regulation, Kyle Busch had it. If that flag would have come out one turn earlier or later, he had it. But at the end of the day, I'll take Kyle Busch number 1. 2 for me, you can't bet against the guy when you go to Daytona especially, but any restrictor plate racing. That's Denny Hamlin, the 11. Look, I'll talk trash about him all the time. It's not my favorite, but at the end of the day, he knows how to get around Daytona. He knows how to win it. He knows how to get it done, so I'll take him second. 3 for me, Lawrence is going to like this. His favorite driver, it's a Ford. It's Ryan Blaney, baby. Yeah, Ryan Blaney, young Ryan Blaney, I feel like maybe not so much at Daytona, but Talladega. He's probably one of the best younger restrictor plate drivers that are out there. I figure he's got a way to get it done. Yeah, third favorite on the list, Lawrence says, on the odds. All right. Hey, I mean, look, before we got a new body, we're going to see how it races. It looks bad. I still swear they're cheating. I still swear, man. That body, I don't know, it looks different. Definitely looks different than Chevrolet and Toyota, so I don't know. But anyways, at the end of the day, we'll see how they can link up. We all know they link up a little bit better than Chevy and Toyota do. But at the end of the day, young Ryan Blaney does have a chance for a 500. 4 for me, Joey Logano, baby. You can't go without him. Again, like I said, the guy's a restrictor plate guru. Amazing talent behind the wheel when we go to Daytona and Talladega and Atlanta now, obviously. But I'll take him 4th. 5th, I got to throw the Hendrick car in there. I'll take William Byron. All right, and I kind of went back and forth, Byron, Elliott, you know, Larson. Even though Larson's really not a great restrictor plate racer, I feel like he's gotten better. But right now, I feel like the guy that's hungry in that camp, and one for sure thing, and that's William Byron. He's hungry. He won a lot of races, most race wins last season, made a playoff run, young kid. Rudy Fugel's an awesome guy on top of that box. They're going to bring the speed. We know that. Question is, can they make the right moves without any penalties? But at the end of the day, I think they can, so I'll take them 5th. Dark horses, I'll go Bubba. I'll take Bubba Wallace out there, and I'll throw Corey LaJoie out there. And there's another guy you got to keep eyes on, which could have easily been in the top 5 list, and that's Bad Brad. We know Brad Keselowski there again, really good restrictor plate racer. We're going to see, but those are my dark horses, 23, 7, and 6. So 6 isn't really too dark. 23, I guess, really isn't either, but for the 500. If you get that wins 500 or Corey LaJoie, that's pretty awesome, man. So I'll take him as the dark horse. We're going to pause for a second. Station identification right here on Coach's Corner Sports Network. Hope everybody's having a great Wednesday. Happy Valentine's Day. Love y'all. Cheers, baby. All right. Whew. Getting into that money line presented by Redfin Polarized, the best polarized sunglasses on the planet. I tell you what, these glasses are made for the woods, for the water, for the lake. Doesn't matter where you're at, baby. Italian frames, Carl Zeiss lenses, the best sunglasses on the planet. Like I say, man, whether you got a wall hanger or money on the line, make sure you see it clearly with a set of Redfins. Hey, whether it's offshore or on the lake, don't get caught without them, man. As always, baby, live life fins up. Go check out their website. They just dropped a few new collabs. They got some guys out there. They dropped some collab edition glasses out there, frames and lenses. I thought I lost these again, which I'm horrible. Everybody at Redfin knows I'm absolutely horrible about them. I think this is my 2nd pair, and I hadn't had one in 2 years yet. So, anyways, I'm getting ready to buy another set this summer, but they are awesome. My favorite sunglasses. But make sure you check out that website. When you go to check out, use code Rubbin'n'Grubbin15. Save you 15%, baby. Getting into that money line, and man, these odds were opening last week, and I tell you what, these odds looked absolutely amazing. Blaney and Hamlin obviously opened as the favorites last week. Lawrence said it changed up a little bit, but plus 1,000, that ain't bad. Bad Brad in the 6th car, 11, plus 1,100. Chase Elliott, Logano, and Buescher all at 1,200 plus. KB's at 1,400. A little deeper in the field, you find some really, really good value for some guys. Top 3 or huge hits for wins. You look at a guy, last year's winner, Stenhouse, comes in at plus 2,250. McDowell out there at 400. You got Corey LaJoie at plus 4,000, plus 6,000 for Corey LaJoie. You got your Young Bucks, Ty Gibbs, all these guys. There's some really good value, especially if you're betting top 3s or top 5s. And or if you're just going in for the win and going to bet it all on a guy, and hey, if you win, you hit big. There's some of them out there. So make sure you follow that social media throughout all weekend long. We'll be posting our dual picks later on this evening or tomorrow. Lawrence will post our dual picks. Friday night truck race, Saturday, Sunday. Hey, and like I said, I'd love to see some of your guys' bets out there. Show me what you guys are putting money on. Let me know if I missed one that you think's out there that's available. But definitely make sure you follow social. Check us out. And play along. We did pretty good. We ended up in the red last year. We did pretty damn good, didn't we, Lawrence? What, plus, I don't know, 16, 13, 1,400, somewhere in there. It wasn't bad over 38 weeks. Sounded pretty good. So
12,000 units, it was about $1,200.
Yeah, 12,000 units, right at about $1,200 to the good. So, hey, we'll take it. Better than being $1,200 in the hole, because I would have had to gone to work on weekends for Lawrence.
We missed.
Yeah, we missed some big ones, man. We did. We missed some big ones like this, yeah. We're going to get one this year. I feel like we're going to get a big one this year, man. I hope so. Atlanta could be one. Atlanta, definitely. The restrictor plates were going in for sure. Early season predictions, and I told you guys a couple weeks ago, I'm going to drop a few of these on you. So these are some of my early season predictions before we get started in the regular season. Daytona 500 winner, I already said it. I think Kyle Busch wins the Daytona 500 this year, so I'll take that. We're going to find out Sunday if that one comes to light or not. That one's pretty simple. Chase Elliott over or under 4 wins, which my buddy Matt Harrington out there, he's going to like this one because we're going to lock that one in. I lost this one last year in Atlanta. We made that bet, and then a couple weeks later he got hurt. So I didn't even get a chance really. So anyways, at the end of the day, I thought he was going to come back and at least get a couple, but he never even got that one. So I expect big things out of Elliott. I'm going over 4 wins this year again, okay? I'm going over 4. Most wins on the season, I'm going to go the 5 car this year. I think if you go back and look at last season, how many he actually could have won compared to what they did win, 7 to 8 easily. Yeah, I mean, that's the way I looked at it. Let's see, you had Darlington there. You had quite a few of them, man, that he missed. So I'm taking the 5. Regular season champion, I'll take the 5 again. I'll take the 5 all day long on that one. Truex got that last season. Didn't pay off for him in the playoffs at all, but I expect Larson to come in and finish the deal. Stage wins.
We're going to lock it in.
Yeah, we're locking it in. Lawrence says we're locking it in tonight before we even start. We're getting ready to lock them in. Final 4, and I might be a little biased on this, but I'll tell you what. I'll go the 5. I'll go the 11. I'll go the 22. And, I can't leave my boy out. I've got to go 9 in the Final 4 this year, man. I got to go 9. Yeah, he's down there leading. It's just I don't think this is the 500, but, who knows, man. At the end of the day, that's not his forte, but, hey. I'm looking at some good ones, no problem for sure. All right, let's see. Let's do another early season prediction. Let's go. Who leads the most laps on the season? Most laps led. Most laps led this year, I'll go Byron. I'll go Byron leads the most laps this year. I think they build off of what they did last year and dominate some races this year. Maybe not the most wins, but I'll go most laps Byron. All right, I'll take that one. Most DNFs? It'll be I don't know. It's got to be a Spire car. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't know. We ain't even worried about DNFs. I hope everybody finishes every race and gets that money, get paid. All right, baby, getting into that hard right turn, but before we do, got to give another shout out to a big sponsor, Lamar's Body Shop, 35 plus years taking care of Savannah's auto collision needs. Doesn't matter what it is, if you're looking for the best, it can be found at Lamar's Body Shop, 2301 Skidaway Road, hop, skip, and a jump from Coaches. So it's really like a win-win. If you need some stuff done, an estimate done on your car for the insurance company, wreck, fender, paint job, whatever it may be, drop the car at Lamar's, come over to Coaches, get some great food, have a good time, go back over, pick the car up. It's a win-win, baby. That's all it is. Again, 2301 Skidaway Road, Lamar's Body Shop, the best in the business. As I always say, why settle for par? Go see Lamar. Love you, brother. All right, man. So getting into the hard right turn. And this is getting back to the clash. Did NASCAR make the right call by moving the race forward to Saturday? And obviously, knowing what we know now, they made the right call. Now, is it going to become something that we will see in the future at point-paying tracks? And I don't think that it's going to be. This year, you've already got you got an extra bye week off this year because of the Olympics. You got Summer Olympics this year. So it's already kind of pushed it back a little bit and doing some little bit different stuff. And I don't know why the Olympics hadn't reached out and we have an international NASCAR race in the Olympics. Americans and Japanese and Russians and whoever wants to get in it, let's get in it, right? We can run the
no Australians.
Yeah, no, Shane can't join. 91, SVG is a no-go, all right? Unless we race unless we do the project car, Garage 56 entry. Every car like that, but it's a that would be legit. I think a touring series, international touring series with that car, with none of the NASCAR drivers in it, obviously road course racers or whoever, it would probably do pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of them that do. It might be something NASCAR needs to look into, but I do not think we will ever see a race moved up from Sunday to Saturday due to weather. One, NASCAR loses out huge, especially tracks lose out huge. TV coverage, you're going to have to do a lot of different things. So I don't ever think you'll see that. I think you'll see the classic old way that we go about it. If it rains on Sunday, they'll try to do everything they can to get it in. If not Monday, if not Tuesday. Now the question is, if it doesn't happen by Tuesday, do we skip and come back and run a midway race week later in the year? What do we do, right? So that's something we hadn't run into yet. They usually always get it in, which I have faith that that's going to continue to happen. Again, for that exhibition race, I think that's a great move. You had to get it in. It's just for the show out there. It's not the all-star race. It's not anything that's point-paying or even, awarded like an all-star game, right? So that's a little bit different. I don't think you'd see that in the all-star race either, but it's not past them. I mean, who knows? I've seen some stuff. I saw a race at Atlanta, and I want to say it was right after the repave. Wasn't the first, maybe 98, 99, maybe 2000. I don't know. It was somewhere right around in those first few years after the repave there. It rained, and they had the lights up, and they ran a race that started late at night. I want to say it started at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night, and they ran it to halfway and then called it good. So that's not beyond them to do, just to get it in and say, hey, we got it in, got the points awarded, a winner, and move on, right? But as far as bumping it up from Sunday to Saturday because of weather, I don't think we have anything to worry about. I don't think we're going to see that at all. So, hey, that's going to wrap it up for the rubbing. We are on to the grubbing, which we got it right here. I mean, what is more American, especially down here in the South, than some deep fried, Southern style chicken wings, man? I tell you what, I would have went burger, but I had to have one the other week, y'all. So, hey, I'm telling you what, good size wings, deep fried, deep Southern fried, no sauce. You can get them sauce if you want them sauce, but I just love them the way they come. Homemade chips. I'm telling you guys, if you haven't come up to Coach's and had food on this menu, you are missing out. Some of the best grub. They will make it any way you want it, as long as it's within the means of the restaurant. Their cooks back there do a great job from the top to the bottom, wait staff to ownership. Coach's Corner is the place to be. Like you said, good food, good friends, good times. Come on out, check it out, baby. Right here, Thunderbolt, Georgia, Coach's Corner, center of the universe, man. I'm going to be tearing one of them wings up here in just a minute. I'm pretty hungry. Got to give a big shout out to the man, the myth, the legend. You got Coach Carl DeMasi in the Coach Carl DeMasi Sports Prep Sports Report out there Saturday morning, 9 until, live right here in the Sound Garden at Coach's every Saturday. Awesome show. Caught a little piece of this one this past weekend. Not a lot. I got a little busy at work, but I did catch some of it. I tell you what, keeping you up to date on everything sport knowledge inside our local listening area. Prep sports, doesn't matter what it is, high school football, baseball, basketball, swimming, golf, women's, men's, volleyball. What do they got now? Target, archery, fishing. They got it all, man. Yeah, fishing, that's my favorite one. I wish they would have had that when I was in high school, man. I'd been good at that. We'd all had fun, but I tell you what, Coach Carl does an awesome job. Not only that, we're starting to get back into where baseball season is getting ready to crank up. So he's starting to dabber back into that. I'm hoping they're going to have their baseball podcast back on again this season because I really enjoy it. But got to give a big shout out to them. If you haven't yet, like I said, go out, check out YouTube. You can also subscribe to Coach Carl's show on YouTube. Make sure you show that love and make sure you tune in to Facebook. Coaches right here, Carl DeMasi.
He's catching us, YouTube.
Is he catching us? Damn, Coach is on it. I'm gonna have to get on Coach's show and spread the love, y'all. Come on over to me. But I think that about wraps it up. come out this Sunday, Daytona 500. Green flag drops at 3:11. There is no better place to catch the Daytona 500 than right here at Coach's. You guys see this one behind me, but what you don't see right now is the other ones that are sitting right out here. These are probably some of the sweetest screens that I have seen, and it is pretty much exclusive to Coach's Corner. I'm pretty sure this is the only place I've seen these at. So if you come back here in the Sound Garden to watch the 500 on the big boy, make sure you check it out on this, because I'm telling you guys right now, John, there's about 20 TVs out here, and these are, what do you think these are, Lawrence? 100 plus? Yeah, 120-inch screens, easy 140-inch screens. I don't know, they're big. They're close to this. Not quite as big, but got to make sure you check them out. But again, all your sports, got it covered right here. Superfest went off without a hitch. Looked like a great crowd for that concert. Oyster Roast was good. I'm telling you guys, there's no better place to catch live music or any sport that you want than Coach's Corner. That's it. You don't need to go anywhere else. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. Come right here, Coach's Corner, center of the universe, Thunderbolt, Georgia, baby. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the Rubbing and Grubbing, man. I hope everybody out there had a great night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I tell you what, next week's show is going to be one for the record books, because Atlanta Man will be making an appearance. Also got another special guest coming on, a good friend of the show's, Mr. Zach K. He's going to come drop the knowledge, let us know how Daytona went, let us know what he's looking forward to there going into Atlanta at the home track. And I got to reach out and touch base with him, but I know he'll be up. And hopefully I get to see him and spend some time with him Sunday over there at the Cup race in Atlanta. So looking forward to that. Like I said, we got a lot of big things in store for Rubbing and Grubbing this year, man. So if you guys have been those day ones, those ones that subscribe from day one, man, thank you guys so much, because I tell you what, when we started this, I never even thought it would even take off to what it was. Yeah, got some shirts coming up, don't we, Lawrence? Yeah, Lawrence got them coming up and looking really good. New design this year, looking really good. Lawrence did a great job on them. We're going to be giving some of those away, man. We've got some other stuff given away. Like I said, those day ones, man, that you guys are the ones that came in and subscribed. Thank you, guys. I never even thought it would even get to this, right? I just enjoy NASCAR, and I get to raise money for the community, which obviously, you got to, right? That's what it's all about. Let's give back. So, got to do that. Look, on this day of love, make sure you reach out to your significant other, whoever it may be, and just let them know you love them. All right? I don't think it really takes a national day that we get to do this. I think I tell my wife every single day, about 10 times a day I know I do first thing in the morning. I promise you that, right? But at the end of the day, that's what it's about. We need more love in this world, man. We're all hatred. You know, we go and we sit down next to each other, and you got people that never met each other in the world and won't say 2 words to each other, because we lost that. As Americans, we lost the open conversation. We lost the friendship to go, hey, man, who you pulling for? Oh, all right, awesome. Next thing you know, you end up with new friends. You end up with new memories. You're building relationships. You know, you can always agree to disagree in a respectful way. But at the end of the day, man, let's spread some love, baby. Wasn't it Bob Marley's birthday last week, too? I'm pretty sure. Sometime, yeah, you know, one love, baby, one love. But hope everybody has a good Valentine's Day. You still got time, if your wife ain't home yet, to go out and get those flowers. Make sure you get something. Do not go home empty-handed, because if you do, it is a death wish. Wives out there, just make sure you take care of your husband. Do something nice for him. Buy him a NASCAR shirt. You know, if he's a sports fan, get him a hat, get him a shirt, get him something. Show some love to him tonight for sure. But that's going to wrap it up for Rubbing and Grubbing. Thank you guys. I love you guys. Happy Valentine's Day. Till next time, stay safe. I'm out. Love y'all, man.